Thank you for checking out Unexpected History. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This video is the first in a series of ongoing, semi-regular stories that Unexpected History is doing in order to bring some attention to servicemen who have received America's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. These men were, and are, among the most courageous humanity has to offer, willing to sacrifice everything, not for themselves, but for their comrades in arms, all too often losing their lives in the process. As these stories can take quite some time to research, write, record, and put together, I anticipate no more than one a month, maybe two, as I get better at streamlining the process. My hope is that watching their stories will allow for some reflection on what the men and women of the United States Armed Forces could go through, however unlikely, in the course of their service to the nation. I also pray that I can do their stories some small justice in the telling of them. With that said, let's get into the video. Douglas Albert Munro enlisted in the Coast Guard in 1939 as the threat of World War II grew more and more likely. When asked why, he reportedly told his sister it was because the primary mission of the Coast Guard is saving lives. In 1941, the Coast Guard was transferred from the Department of the Treasury to the Department of the Navy. While serving aboard the attack transport USS Hunter Liggett in 1942, the ship was assigned to support the Guadalcanal campaign. Munro volunteered for coxswain training, as the Coast Guard was responsible for training Navy personnel in small boat handling. On the 20th of September, 1942, Munro volunteered for a search and rescue mission for the crew of a downed Navy airplane near Savo Island. The small boat came under heavy fire from Japanese shore positions, but some deft maneuvering by Munro brought his craft back to base with the crew suffering only minor injuries. The crew of the downed aircraft was later found and rescued by a flying boat. 1 week later, Munro was part of a flanking attack on Japanese positions on the west side of the Matanikaw River. He was placed in command of the 2 landing craft tanks and 8 Higgins boats that were carrying Marines to the landing points. Withdrawing, as ordered, to Lunga Point after the Marines disembarked, Munro's craft was now carrying injured Marines and Navy personnel, including a Navy coxswain who was mortally wounded diverting heavy Japanese fire away from Marines with his landing craft. The Marine landing force, however, was met with fierce resistance by a Japanese counterattack, and soon found themselves encircled on a hill, in danger of being overrun. Back at Lunga Point, when asked if he would command the mission to extract the beleaguered Marines, Munro replied, "Hell yes," and with that, they were ordered to recover the Marines. Those Marines had been ordered by Lieutenant Colonel Louis Burwell Chesty Puller to make a fighting withdrawal towards the beach after shelling by the destroyer USS Monson opened a narrow path for them. As the boats approached the beach, they came under heavy fire by a Japanese position on a ridge abandoned by the Marines. Munro ordered the .30 caliber machine guns aboard his landing craft to lay down suppressing fire against the enemy as the other boats recovered the Marines. He then piloted his craft to act as a shield for the Marines and the other boats when the Japanese forces moved against the beach. The extraction successful, small force found further difficulty when one of the LCTs was grounded on a sandbar. After directing the other LCT to free its grounded twin, Munro once again placed his vessel in harm's way as a shield, although this time he was hit by a round in the back of his skull, rendering him unconscious. The LCT was eventually freed and they continued their withdrawal back to Lunga Point. Once out of range of Japanese fire, Munro regained consciousness long enough to ask his buddy Raymond Evans, "Did they get off?" Evans nodded, eliciting a smile from Munro as he drew his last breath, dying in the arms of his friend at the age of 22. Chesty Puller nominated Munro for the Congressional Medal of Honor, and with the endorsement of Admiral William Bull Halsey, the nomination was approved by President Franklin D. Roosevelt around the 1st of May, 1943. Munro's parents, Edith and James, were presented with the medal in a White House ceremony on the 24th of May, 1943. Douglas Albert Munro is, to this day, the only member of the Coast Guard to receive the Medal of Honor, as well as the only non-Marine to have his name enshrined on the Wall of Heroes at the National Museum of the Marine Corps. He was a true American hero. As I said at the start of the video, this is going to be a semi-regular series on Unexpected History, maybe once or twice a month. My hope is to bring more awareness to people who have given everything, or nearly so, for the United States, as well as a new appreciation for military personnel and their families, and the sacrifices that they go through. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, and follow us for more content just like this.